Very slow. Okay. Can all of you see my slide?
Yes, Doctor.
Okay. All right. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Alhamdulillah, and thank you very much, everybody, for coming here today, for being in class today. And we are going to cover chapter 6 first. Okay, and then after this, we will do a bit of discussion about our group assignment. And then after that, inshallah, I will try to cover also chapter 7. Okay, now we already in week 10. Unfortunately, there will be one more class for, one more public holiday on Monday and Tuesday, meaning to say that we only have approximately 4 weeks left to cover everything, including presentation. Okay, chapter 6 is about motivating and leading sales force. Okay. This chapter is about how the management of sales department, okay, need to handle to keep the sales force motivated and lead this team to succeed. Okay, the outline of this chapter is, firstly, we are going to look at what it mean by expectancy model. Second one, impact of a salesperson personal characteristic on motivation. And then after that, followed by career stages and influence on person motivation, and the impact on environmental condition on motivation, impact on organizational variable on motivation. We are going to look at 3 type of leadership approach, namely transactional, transformational, and also situational. And then the last piece is to look at the incentive and compensation policies. Okay, expectancy model actually is a psychological process of motivation. We are going to see how, from the academic point of view, trying to put the salesperson process, motivation, and how to handle to drive the salesperson to achieve what they need to achieve based on expectancy model. So, motivation is an individual choice to initiate action on certain tasks. Second one, to expend a certain amount of effort on the task. And third is persist in expending effort over a period of time. So, when we are looking at this definition itself, it is about what make people do something beyond of what they are supposed to do. They are supposed, when we are discussing about motivation, okay, we are always talking about either that particular person will do just as what had been given, or do it more, or do it less. If they are able to do it more than what they are supposed to do, we can say that these people are motivated. If they do it less, meaning that they are not motivated. If they are doing as just what they need, we can say that they have a motivation enough to fulfill the needs. Okay, but not have like high motivation to complete the task. So in SCP 7.7.1, because in our textbook, this is under chapter 7, is based on the view of motivation known as expectancy theory. It had been the subject of much empirical research. Empirical research meaning that the research that come out with result in management and provide a useful framework for guiding the many decision managers when designing effective motivational program for sales force. Meaning to say that every salesperson need to be motivated all the time. And the managers and the management of sales task force trying to use this particular theory to support or to come out or to plan a motivational scheme, okay, for sales task force. Okay, these are the major component of the model, okay, and these are the psychological determinants of motivation. It starts with the level of effort expended. Level of effort expended meaning that when someone get the task, okay, they should have the effort to complete it. And it can be expanded in various ways, okay, in many ways. One is based on job activity tasks such as developing sales presentation, calling on potential new account, and servicing existing customer, and so on. So the effort should be expanded and should be known as the activity task. The salesperson need to be developed. Okay. And then after that, once the activity, all the planning had been done, people will start to do what you call level of performance on some performance dimension. When every of sale person do their job, do this activity, after that, the checking or the measures of level of performance will be conducted. How to say that this particular salesperson actually achieve what they need to achieve? For example, like sales volume, they achieve their quota, they manage to secure a new account, for example. Those are the measures of performance on the sale person. And then after that, increase the attainment in terms of reward. Reward can be intrinsic, reward can be extrinsic. So reward in terms of extrinsic, meaning that something that is outside, extrinsic, such as like compensation, macam if you get the suddenly you can get a vacation voucher. Those are extrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation is that when people started to feel that they are being appreciated by the company, those are the intrinsic motivation. Okay, when we have the job activity task, before going to the level of performance, they will go to the expectancy. Expectancy meaning that perceived linkage between increased effort on task and improved performance on some performance dimension. Meaning to say that when someone been given the task, okay, there are some few things that need to be done, some process or probably some planning had to be done to ensure that the salesperson have some motivation to show their performance. So, meaning to say, if we wanted to the salesperson to have higher performance, improve performance, meaning that something for the job activity task itself need to be improved. It's not to say that you are not doing anything about your sales task force and then suddenly you expect them to give you a good return. It doesn't work that way. Okay, that's what this model is trying to say. And if the perceived increased effort uh, perceived by the salesperson, meaning to say that the salesperson think that the business or the company giving enough effort or prepare them good enough to become a salesperson, good salesperson. Therefore, at the end, they are motivated to perform in their job. Okay, for the level of performance, going to increase attainment of reward. In this part, actually, there is one thing important that is known as instrumentality. Instrumentality means perceived relationship between improved performance on some dimension and attain of increased reward. Meaning to say that, one, the first part is about plan. Plan for the salesperson to do their job, to prepare them to do their job. And then after that, company have to make sure that they will have the performance dimension. Performance dimension meaning to say that performance can be in many ways. It's not necessarily come in dollar and cents. Sometimes it may come in terms of acquiring new account, maintaining old account, increasing loyal customers. Those are the dimension. They call it the performance dimension. So when it's come to instrumentality, it's about when they perform, okay, in some dimension, perceive improved performance in some dimension and attain of increased reward. So, meaning to say that in many dimension of performance, if they achieve only one part, the reward only based on that. If the reward come from another part, for example, like attaining a new customer, more than what is supposed to attain, meaning that there will be another dimension of performance. And each of those probably may come with different reward. That's what you mean. And then after that, they have what you call from the increase of attainment of reward. It has what you call the valence for reward, perceived desirability of receive more of a particular reward. Meaning to say that sometimes salesperson not only looking for extrinsic performance reward only, but they're also looking for intrinsic reward. There are some salesperson that really love the job, really love organization, even they don't even care about extrinsic reward, but they care more of the intrinsic reward. So valence of reward meaning that when the salesperson receive the reward, is it extrinsic or extrinsic, they can perceive that this is appropriate based on what I have been given to the company. Uh, this part normally also known as some salesperson call it as the how company appreciate them. They feel that company appreciate them and they feel appreciated based on what they had been done. So based on this, valent for performance, instrumentality multiplied by valence, multiplied by reward, will also at the end become the motivation itself. So this is the major component of the model of the expectancy model. Meaning to say that if sales people from the management team wanted to ensure that their sales task force keep motivating, keep have a motivation to do their job, they must focus on expectancy, instrumentality, and balance of reward. Meaning to say that everything has to be subjective, everything has to be clear. There is no such thing like, yeah, we will give you commission, but how the commission will be given, how they calculate the commission, and how the achievement of the sale, how it calculate back in term of reward. So this kind of thing has to be transparent to the salesperson. Once the salesperson have all of this only, we can keep their motivation level at higher level, and at the end, of course, it will achieve the organization goals. Okay, these are the determinants of salesperson motivation. It based on three set of perception. First one, expectancy, instrumentality, and value for reward. So basically, it is this part. Okay, it is this part. So expectancy, perceive linkage between expended more effort on a particular task to achieve improved performance. Again, like I said earlier, this expectancy is about what the salesperson expected to perform based on what the company want. But at the same time, salesperson must know what they need to do in order to fulfill the company expectation. And again, instrumentality is about perceived relationship between improved performance and the attainment of reward. So once the job is clear, the goal has been set, meaning that the expectancy is clear, meaning salesperson will perform, and the way they've been valued or measured are based on the reward. Value for reward is perceived attractiveness of various reward in salesperson might receive, and this reward can be intrinsic or extrinsic. Okay, and these are the factors that are influencing the motivation process. Okay, again, here we see we have what I call expectancy, salesperson value for performance, instrumentality, and salesperson value. This part we already discussed about it. But now let's have a look at this part. What influence motivation process? This part. Okay. Among them are Okay, this part is the expectancy model, the first part that we already discussed earlier. But now this is the part that also influence the motivation process. Among those are personal and organizational variables. Personal and organizational variable meaning that how the individual, what the individual has as a salesperson that is important to the to become the salesperson itself. So it can be in terms of hardworking, self-esteem. Organizational variable can be positive, what we call environment culture. You have a very good colleague and you have a supportive team. So those are the variable under personal and organizational. And the role of perception. Role of perception meaning to say that how salesperson believe on how important they as a same person to play their role in achieving what the company want. And then after that, when it comes to the performance, it always about the compensation plan that will become the factors for instrumentality. And then role of perception also become part of the instrumentality. So role of perception is important in both parts. One is in the expectancy, second one in the instrumentality. Meaning to say that each of the salesperson must know what they need to do and which part that will be evaluated. Same thing like you as a student. You must know what do I, as the lecturer, want or expect your assignment for you to be prepared? Okay. And of course, you must also know how you should be evaluated. For example, okay, group assignment, you have 30%. 30% consists of a few things that you have to include in. So these are the things that become the role of perception in terms of instrumentality. Apart from that, for both, it also have the personal and organizational variable. This part is very important because it also reflecting the integrity of salesperson. It shows how good a salesperson are. Are they really goal oriented or are they concerned more about long-term relationship? Because this thing in a company, they are very sometimes the salesperson are varies, but the company must know what type of salesperson is suitable to cover certain account. Okay, and then after that, of course, increase the salesperson job satisfaction in terms of intrinsic and also extrinsic to the balance of rewards. So all of these become the factors influencing the motivational process. Apart from the expectancy theory itself, it has been added few more, okay, to ensure that the motivational process is complete. Okay, and then impact of salesperson personal characteristic on motivation. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3. The first one is differences in personal characteristic of individual. Second one, environmental condition. Third one is organization policies and procedures. So when we are discussing about difference in the personal characteristic of individual, normally every salesperson will have different personality. They will carry different characteristic. However, those differences can be managed to the advantage of the business itself, to the advantage of the organization. Each of the characteristic of a salesperson may different in a way that some people may probably really good in telemarketing, doing sale online. There are some people who are really good in securing big business or big account. Some people who are really good in retailing. So this thing actually carries by different personal characteristic of individual. So normally salesperson can perform really good if we put or if the management put them in the right department, doing the right job. Same thing like students, same thing like everybody, I believe. In this world, if you are placed at the right spot, at the right place, you can perform really well. Sometimes we say that how come a good person, a good student, are not being able to perform well when they are being moved to certain department. But the management must know either this particular characteristic of this person actually really suitable to handle that particular environment. Not to mention that even though we have salesperson, there are some people that is introvert, there are some people are extrovert. So this thing need to be managed properly. So not to say that every salesperson must be extrovert. No, there are some salesperson are introvert and they become extrovert by training. So actually I fall into that category before. And then second one is the environmental condition. Environmental condition also can become as one of the motivation for the salesperson. During COVID-19, we can see that, okay, this one probably in terms of discussion, this kind of discussion is not in the textbook, but this is how the situation developed now. Okay, based on the environmental condition now, we can see many people lost the job. Many students graduated are not able to get job. There are some people who already have job have to leave the job. Some people get retrenched. Okay, so this kind of condition will give, it can be a point of motivation to say person themselves. The environment condition can become a factor to motivate or not motivate. Okay, but meaning to say during pandemic, all the business slow down and not many sales people can survive. But you must remember there are some people who really, really able to make money during this condition. So meaning to say, if we are looking at the business itself, there are some part that is reducing, there are some part that is improving. We can see that, yes, pandemic hit lot of businesses, but there are several businesses that is up. For example, like business in mask, okay, face mask. They have lots of demand at this time. About pharmaceutical products such as cough syrup, increasing very high the demand. Same thing like macam fever, okay, medicine for fever and so on. So depending on that particular salesperson belong to which industry, it will definitely influence a lot in terms of motivation by the salesperson themselves. But if you are talking about those who are selling gold, the salesperson who are selling or involved in big project, government project, probably at this time they will have problem because majority of the organizations such as even the government, okay, they don't really spend on several projects, for example. So it gives some effect to certain industry, but at the same time, some receive positive impact and some receive a negative impact depending on the situation. Okay, the third one is about organizational policies and procedures. Of course, as the organization, they need to set up some policies and procedures in doing the sale. Sometimes this thing, it become some element of motivation too. For example, some organization says that, okay, your commission will be based on 3% based on sale. Okay, another company says that, okay, you are going to receive your commission probably 5%, but based on profit. Even though the 5% is higher than 3%, we can say that 5% based on profit actually giving low income to the sale person as a 5% based on sale. So these are the things that, as a salesperson, it will affect indirectly or directly the motivation of the sales personnel. Okay, these are the impact of sales personnel characteristic on motivation. What makes people feel motivated? Motivated. Okay, first one, satisfaction. If people salesperson believes that they are satisfied, satisfied meaning to say that whatever they are expecting from the organization they receive, it will give them a high motivation. Normally, high motivation. So satisfaction, again, it can be based on two, intrinsic and extrinsic. Second one is demographic experience. Okay, some salesperson probably working in several places before. This this thing actually give them some what we call experience when they work in one company to another company to another company. Okay, if they come to one company, one organization, it already fulfill. It probably don't give like the highest performance reward, but if it can compensate with other benefit, okay, if it can compensate with other benefit, they will also feel motivated. Okay, for example, like to some salesperson, they have to come back and clock in the office. Okay, after working everywhere, they have to come back and clock out. Sorry, clock in and clock out from the office. But another company probably pay less, but they don't need to come clock in and clock out from the office so long. They achieve their goal. So this thing also can become some of the demographic experience to this person. Psychological trait. Psychological trait normally it involves things like mental health, things like stress. Because as a salesperson, this is the psychological trait is high. Majority of sales personnel have some problem with burnout. Okay, so it's very important for the company to know how to handle, to ensure that whatever task that have been given to the salesperson does not jeopardize their psychological, their psychology. Okay, and the company also must know which part they can push, which part they cannot push to maximum. This is not about just getting the sales goal or sales target, because all the sales personnel also are human. Okay, they need to be more, what to say, they have to be treated as a human. We cannot say that, okay, you must achieve it, I don't care, I still want you to achieve this. You can do whatever you want so long you achieve this. No, it cannot be like that. If the company keep pushing things like this, it will end up having probably the same person will withdraw. Probably they don't like to work with the company anymore. The turnover rate becoming very high, and there will be a lot of attitude issues among sales personnel. And then performance attribution. Performance attribution, like we said, it is not like from performance is not come from one dimension. It can be measured based on multiple dimensions. We had been discussed earlier, it probably based on sales volume. It can be about acquisition of a new customer. It can be about retaining big company or big account. So those are the performance attribution that also at the end will be the motivation to the salesperson. Last one is the management implication. Management implication, majority of sales personnel at the end will believe that they will move or shift to the managerial post. So the company need to really plan. For example, like a top performer sales person, after that, what will they be? Where should they go? Where should they be in the organization? How to retain this good performer or high performer salesperson in the company? Probably one of the way is to maintain it as the managerial team to what we call to teach or to monitor or to mentor this new young salesperson. So those are some of the management implications that also will influence the motivation. Now we move to 6.3, career stages and influence on salesperson motivation. Beside all of the personal characteristic, the career stage of the personnel also need to be considered. So, we must not forget that salesperson turnover is very high in any industry. Majority of the industry, salesperson turnover is very high. Okay, so it starts with the exploration stage, establishment stage, maintenance stage, and disengagement stage. So at the exploration stage, normally salesperson are happy. They try to adapt themselves with the situation, and then after that, try to secure job, try to secure tasks, and so on. After that, going to establishment stage, those who are not able to socialize, to adapt themselves with the situation, will be dropped out or will be terminated. Okay, meaning that they were out of the system and no longer in the company. And then after that, they are going to go for establishment stage. Establishment stage meaning that they started to become better, become higher performer from year to year. Okay, after certain time, this is what I call the managerial implication. There are some possibility that top performer will be promoted to the management. Normally, this top performer will become the sales manager. Okay, sales manager. And then after that, from the establishment stage, some may move to maintenance stage. Maintenance stage meaning that when they feel like, when salesperson feel like they already give the best, but there's some possibility that they don't get what they want. This is very, very difficult because at this time, your salesperson already mature in the organization. Not only that you tell them what to do, you need to also like have a common ground to discuss about what's going on, to discuss about the planning and so on. If we are not able to handle this, if the company not able to handle this, they will go to the disengagement stage. Either that particular person will have some attitude problem, or they will be withdraw or terminated from the company. However, after the establishment stage, some may promoted to management, some may be frustrated. If they aim to go here, but they cannot get, they will definitely will go for the disengagement stage. So this is the sales career path. Okay, this is about the plateau salesperson. Okay, this is about early engagement, early disengagement. Stop developing, stop improving, and often stop showing an interest. Even though sometimes we already conducted a very good interview, try to select a very good candidate, not all candidate can survive. They sometimes will stop developing, they refuse to to improve, then they start to stop showing interest. This is very difficult because this also be the time where some probability of dropout and termination at the early stage. Reason? Lack of a clear career path, boredom, or failure to manage a person effectively. If we have lack of career path, very difficult. Company need to have a very clear career path. Each of salesperson must know what they can achieve with the company, how to grow with the company. Because the salesperson normally, if one company don't like them, they can easily opt to another company. Boredom, basically, they feel bored. Okay, feel bored with the way they've been treated, probably the way they handle the system itself, probably, or maybe they don't really like to communicate with some of the customer. And there are some possibility also the manager is not able to manage the person effectively. Some people are really good, but coming to certain situation, they are not able to show the best. And the manager say, I thought you are good, and how come you are not good? Actually, the manager is not able to work or to manage this person effectively. Every person, even a good person, if you put it in a wrong position, in a wrong location, actually they are not able to perform at their best. Possible solution is to develop clearly defined career path for a salesperson who are good performer, but are not perform into management early in their career. So these are the things that, as a salesperson, one thing to handle salesperson is to make everything transparent. It cannot be some information that have been hide out from them. And having a clear path, clear uh, direction of their career is very important. Okay, impact on environmental condition in on motivation. There are some environmental condition in motivation. I already give you one example about the pandemic. That is about overall. Okay, some overall or general information you can discuss. However, it can also become a specific environmental, meaning to say that pandemic is not happened before this. It only started in 2020, and by now 2022 we are starting to moving to endemic. So if we are talking about pre-pandemic, during pandemic, endemic, post-pandemic, it fall under a specific environmental. Second one is about technology. Technology, with the improvement of the technology, there are many things. There are many things that change. Okay. Even now, I have been approached by one of the academy, okay, to get student to join them to become their agent, takaful agent. First thing they ask is that particular student must have TAP. Just imagine. Meaning to say that for you to become someone in certain industry, you must have something, such as probably devices, such as some application, such as like storage and so on and so forth, and those are under technology. The third one is output constraint, such as short supply and production constraint. This is happen, like I said, like cough syrup, and also antigen tests for COVID-19. Yeah, at one time here in Perlis, we are having problem with this. I have to order, I have to ask my friend to get it, the test kit from KL, and send it to me, TPAC, up to that point. It can happen because of short supply. So if one salesperson handling this test kit, they must know how it should work, and this is a very difficult time. You have demand, but you don't have supply. And then competitive superiority. This is about how the competition level. Okay. When we are discussing about competitive market, there are some people are very, we call it a strong competitor. The thing is that we must know our salesperson actually in this industry, where are they? Who are they dealing with? And who are they fighting with? We need to know that. Otherwise, it's very difficult to see the competition level and to find ways how to adapt and to find a possible solution to handle or to manage these competitors. And then sale territories and also future sale. This is also another thing that become a part of environmental condition. We can see with the pandemic, there are few businesses started to grow. There are some businesses started to shrink. There are some, for example, you are looking for a certain shop, and then when you go there, it's no longer there. Up to a point where I had problem before this, trying to look for ATM machine. You just imagine, wanted to travel to KL, I forget to take out cash. When I went to the airport, the ATM machine is no longer there. And then after that, whenever I reach KL, I go to the machine. The machine is having problems. And then after that, I ask my friend to bring me to another petrol station. In that petrol station, also the ATM machine is not there. And so you just imagine, this is the trend now. Why suddenly all the ATM machine becoming shrinking, started to like It's not easily available not like before. Simply because now people started to go for cashless. People started to go for e-wallet, those kind of things. Okay. So this discussion also you can discuss together with some other thing. Okay, these are the impact of organizational variable on motivation. This part actually come from second textbook. It's not from the first textbook. So this is about leadership approach, transactional, transformational, and also situational, and some incentive and compensation policies. So transactional is about the leadership style. The leadership style meaning that how the manager see you or how the manager handle you. Okay, if the managers has the transactional leadership, what they do is that they will focus on day-to-day operation and control the sales force. They will give verbal feedback and task orientation. Some people say, yes, this is good because you get, the input or the feedback verbally straight to your face. And it surely based on task orientation, you don't achieve the quota, basically that's it. Meaning that you are not perform. We have another type leadership. We call it transformational. So transform basic values, belief, attitude to perform beyond expectation. Some charismatic leader behavior such as articulate vision, foster group goal, provide role model, and provide individual support. So this kind of transformational leaders not relying on verbal feedback and task orientation. These kind of managers normally come and be part of the team because they believe that it is not about controlling salesperson that make people achieve the sale. It is about how he as a manager come and work together with the salesperson to look back at the vision on what to achieve, and then to look for foster group goal, meaning that if the group have the goal, what else we can do to make sure that we achieve the goal. And provide a role model, meaning to say that they come personally and be part of the team, work together. And also, of course, it provide individual support in which everybody in a same person may have different needs that require different support. So these are two things of leadership approach based on transactional and transformational. However, there is another one that is based on situational. They use the combination of transformational or transactional based on situation. This is very difficult. There are times that where they need to give feedback and task orientation. There are times that they have to, to be together and work together as a team. So this is the best leadership skill, but very difficult to apply. Okay, in terms of incentive and compensation policy, okay, first one, it is about higher order reward, recognition, and promotion. Higher order reward, recognition, for example, like you will get the increment of your income, of your salary, higher commission, for example, and also promotion to the senior executive, for example. And then treatment for stars. These are the performance that can be measured based on star. If they achieve certain goal, they will get 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, and so on. And normally in a company, they have like maximum of 5 star, and those 5 star are really the high performance. And normally they will receive lots of extrinsic reward. Financial compensation. Financial compensation, normally this is more to what we call goal orientation, and normally financial compensation will be given to big account. Okay, big account, because normally those who are handling big account customer, they don't really have the kind of treatment for staff. Okay, but the moment they are able to secure job from big account, definitely they will get a very high earning. Okay, very high earning. And then earning opportunity ratio. Earning opportunity ratio, there are some company, big company who are listed in board. Okay, they listed dekat main board contohnya. They can offer some dia panggil saham, okay, and sell it to this kind, or they reward it in term of saham to the salesperson, meaning that salesperson as if they are also the stakeholder for the company. That can be done. And also reward meaning that they combine all of these reward all together. Okay, that's all for chapter 6.